The permission slip to be happy is not coming from your boss or the government, and it's time you stop waiting for a system to sign what you should have written yourself. So if you're in your 50s or 60s staring at retirement date that keeps slipping further away, and you feel like a ghost in the machine after 26 years of service, this video is for you. You've been told that if you just keep your head down, the system will take care of you. I'm here to tell you the uncomfortable truth. The permission slip to be happy isn't coming. You have to write it yourself. So I'm Chris Kay. I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not a retirement guru on a golf course. I'm simply a researcher of these patterns, a strategic scout, if you will, for men in your position. I've spent the last year investigating exactly why the modern industrial career drains men of their identity, and I found a practical procedure to stop the energy leak. I don't speak from theory, I speak from investigated truth regarding how to reignite a man's purpose before the clock runs out. In this video, I'm going to share 3 specific patterns I've observed, the traps that can turn capable men into ghosts, and the specific lessons on how to break them. We're not here to talk about a side hustle or a second job that drains you even further. We are going to move from the doom scroll that saps your evenings to a simple system for leverage that the mastery you already have or what you love. We're going to look at how to create a small stream of income that belongs entirely to you, one that recharges your battery instead of emptying it. Writing your own permission slip is the only way out, but to understand why the stakes are higher today than they were for our fathers, we have to look at the active emergency happening to men across the globe. I'm speaking up now because I refuse to watch the men who built this world to be discarded by it in slow motion execution while they wait for a retirement that may never satisfy them. I believe men in your demographic are in a state of active emergency. I look around globally, not just one country. I see men who built the world being discarded by it. I see the slow motion execution of waiting for a pension that might not be enough. I'm making this because I refuse to let men die wondering what could have been. It's time to wake up. This isn't just a trend I'm observing from a distance. So most men spend 30 years chasing a safe paycheck only to realize too late that relying on the system is actually the highest risk a man can take with his identity. Let me tell you about a pattern I saw in a man I'll call Arthur. Arthur was the perfect soldier. He did 30 years in corporate logistics. He followed the rule book. He provided. When he finally crossed the finish line of retirement, I expected to see a man who was relieved. Instead, I saw a man who was terrified. He looked at me and said, "Chris, I have the time now, but I have no idea how I'm supposed to use it." He was a ghost in a suit. So here's the lesson Arthur taught me. Reliance on the system is the highest risk you can take. We are trained to view a paycheck as safety. But when that paycheck demands our identity in exchange, it's a bad trade. Modern retirement model is a math problem you cannot solve because it relies on variables you don't control. Inflation, healthcare costs, and corporate loyalty. Look at your own life. Are you banking on a golden year promise that was made 30 years ago? If you cross the finish line empty, you become a burden, not just financially, but emotionally to your kids. The only way to protect them is to stop playing a game that is rigged against you. Solving the math problem of your retirement won't matter if you're already become a ghost in your own home, which brings us to the second pattern, that 9:30 p.m. stare that's draining your vitality. That 9:30 p.m. stare on your phone isn't because you're old or tired. It's because your spirit is starving for a reignition that a week of vacation could never provide. The second pattern is something I see in living rooms all over the world. It's 9:30 p.m. A man works hard, he comes home, eats, and then he disconnects. He isn't reading, he isn't talking to his wife. He's scrolling through a phone, watching other people live. We call, we call this a doom scroll. For years, I thought that this was just exhaustion. I thought, he's old, he's tired. I was wrong. And the breakthrough came when I realized that vacation didn't fix it. Men would come back from a week off just as drained. Why? Because you're not tired because you're old. You're tired because you are bored. Your spirit is starving. You're suffering from an energy leak because you're spending 10 hours a day on things that drain you and 0 hours on things that charge you. You don't need rescue. You need a reignition, which is a passion. If you want to be the father your adult kids actually want to be around, you have to kill the zombie. You have to find the spark, whether it's woodworking, consulting, or writing, that acts as a battery charger. You need to engage in mastery. Your energy comes up, not down. You don't need a rescue or a vacation to fix that fatigue. You need a blueprint to move from being a unit of production to a man with sovereign income. Independence is not about the hustle culture grind. It's about reclaiming your dignity by proving you can still generate value without a master or a middleman. Finally, I want to tell you about the men who break the pattern. They don't just retire, they initiate. I watched a man take his specific skill set, decades of experience, and turn it into a simple advisory service. He didn't build a massive startup. He didn't do the hustle culture grind. He simply established sovereign income. The lesson here is about legacy. Sovereign income isn't just about money, it's about dignity. It's about knowing that you can generate value without a boss. This shifts your identity from a unit of production back to a man with mastery. This is the passion to purpose procedure. Your children are worried about you. They fear you fading away. When you establish independence, you become the rock of your family again. You show them that life doesn't end at 60, it simply evolves. Establishing sovereignty is how you become the rock of your family again. But to do it, you must understand the three specific pillars of the passion to purpose procedure. We are done playing the role of ghost in the machine. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how the math of your 401k fails you without a purpose attached to it. I'm not here to be a cheerleader. I'm here to be the systems investigator. So on this channel, we are going to break down the specific steps of the passion to purpose procedure. We're going to talk about how to identify your spark, reignite your ritual, and integrate it into a stream of value that you can own. We're going to build a path that recharges you instead of draining you. So if you're ready to stop feeling like a ghost and start living like a man again, subscribe. In the next video, I'm going to do a deep dive into the financial prison and how exactly the math of your 401k doesn't work without a purpose attached to it. Don't die wondering. I'll see you there.